Welcome to No Limits Playhouse. Dun-dun-dun. Axis and Allies, No Limits Revised EX-E-G40 House Rules Playtest, Round 1. And this shall be a new game. It'll be the third revisions. You play 4 rounds of the second game. And we all decided that, especially me, I wanted to try out the new revisions. You know, feeling out this game. That's why it's a playtest, because I want the object of this my house rules playtest to make it easier for the Allies to win this in G40. As you know, it's very Axis favored, so I'm trying to make it easy for with some of the rules to make it easy for the Allies to win at this game. But not too easy. I mean, and also correct things that really bugged me about this game too. In fact, in this third revisions of Game 3, we're gonna do a few optional rules. One being, we're gonna use oil wells. There's 9 areas of oil wells there is. There's one here in central United States, if you see all the way over there. One in Romania. One in the Caucasus. One in Iraq. One in northwest Persia. And one in Persia, or Iraq, or Iran, if you will. Also, one in Sumatra. One in Borneo. Finally, one in Mexico. Yeah, Mexico in the war did supply a lot of oil in the war effort. Alaska at the time didn't have any really have any oil wells. It's well after the war they did. That's why I didn't put it in Alaska. But I've read it. I've been reading up on history, and I decided I don't want to get too crazy about the oil wells. Some other version I'm not going to say. You get too crazy here with the oil wells here. So I just put it in certain areas, but I did add one in northwest Iran, or Persia, if you will. And you can see about half of them are under the pro-neutral areas. Germany gets 1, U.S. gets 2. UK gets 1, Japan gets nothing. They'll have to steal it. Russia gets 1. And I propose in my house rules of oil wells, it's a way to generate IPCs. So you just, for every if you're at war, you can use your oil wells. You roll 1 die, and if it goes between 1 through 4, when you get that amount of IPCs at the end of your turn in the collecting phase. And if you get a 5 or 6, you get nothing. I mean, so every round you get something or nothing, but it won't be usually the same amount. You have to be at war too. You can capture it from your enemy too, and you can use it yourself. Like the Japanese are going to have to do. These pro-neutrals, they have to capture those as well if you're at war. And let's see, and it has his own AA gun. It could be bombed up to 4 points of damage. And you have to either deduct it from your total of the roll of the dice when you're going for generating money off the damages, or you have to fix the damages. Yeah, let's see. So that's the way I have the oil wells. Also, even though I don't like bids, I hate bids. I hate bids. But in my version, I give extra units to certain countries because I always thought G40 should have these kind of units for its various countries. So there's a few countries that get 1 or 2 extra stuff. Let's see, for Italy, I always thought they should have attack bombers, so I gave them an attack bomber, or a dive bomber, I call them. Also gave it an artillery in Albania. For the Germans, I gave a destroyer to them. I put in the C-Zone 115. All these extra units won't really affect the first game round. That's why I put them in outway spaces. And let's see who else. I gave the British a sub. I always thought the British should always start with a sub in the World War. Come on. So I gave them a sub. Same thing with the Far East Command. I gave them a sub here in 54. See, they're all the way spaces. As I said, it can't really affect anything in the first game round. Japanese, I gave a tank. I always thought they should have a tank, so I gave them one tank in Korea. And what else? Oh yeah, I gave the Russians a bomber. Yes, a bomber. Let's see if the U.S. don't get anything. France don't get anything. Oh yeah, China gets an artillery, but it's in Czechoslovakia, so it can't really affect any outcome in the first game round. So I gave them an artillery in Czechoslovakia. I always thought they should have started with artillery anyways. Come on. So total for both sides, it's just a difference of 1 IPC. If you total all the cost of the extra units for each side, just versus each other, it's just a difference of 1 IPC, and I think 1 IPC is in the favor of the Axis, but that's negligible, so I don't count that as a bid, since it's fair on both sides. Let's see what else. Also, starting in the second game round, I'm going to add retreat rules for the defenders. It's not what you think. If you read up on the rules, I'll leave a Git document, a site in my comment section. You can look it up and see what that is. Because I always thought defenders should, if they're going to be wiped out in the last round of battle, they should be able to retreat. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. In the real war, even the Japanese and the Russians use retreat rules to a certain extent. Come on, so I gave it to everybody. Of course, it won't be activated to the second game round though. And if you want to read up on it, read up on the documents in the comment section. I'll leave a link to my documents you can download. So let's go to China's turn. As you know, in my version, China goes first. You start with 12 IPCs. Declare one attack for areas of non-combats. 12 IPCs. I'm going to spend it all on 3 artillery since Vermont Road's still open. 3 artilleries. Yeah. And that one battle would be Guangxi, I think it is. Yeah, Guangxi. Defended by 4 Japanese units. Well, put from Hunan, 2 troops go marching. Hunan, 4 troops. And his flying tower goes 2 spaces, 1 and 2, having 2 left in his gas tank. Yeah. Crap. Go right with me. Alright, so I got about 7 units against his 4 units. Get that all set up. So let's have at it. Going over 9 minutes. But these are house rules, and I like to explain it to my viewers. So I got the dice all ready. So 6 dice. We're at a 1 for the Chinese infantry. Fighter at a 3. These 4 green grasshopper dice. The defenders have it at a 2. 4 of them. So. Hope I want to use this. Yeah, I'll use my hand. Mong baby! Be good to me. Give me at least a couple hits. You got 2 hits, and I got freaking none. Unbelievable! So we try that again. So I'm using a freaking cup. I don't even have 1 hit. We got 2 more freaking hits again. When I get at least 2 hits. Crap. So. Crap. Damn, this is unreal. I lost 4 units already? Good, finally. Finally he loses. Oh boy, okay, so this one didn't go well. I expect to lose 3, but not 4. So survive, lose 4 infantries. You lose 3 infantries and artillery. So survive by 2 infantry, and then CROCKETT is mine. That scared me, man. Oh, dang. All right. So, so this fighter will go back to Yunnan. All right, so do my non-combats. Okay. 2 infantries in Quichao. Gonna march in Yunnan. And from Sichuan, we got 6 men and 1 artillery going to Yunnan. From Shenxi, gonna march into Sichuan. And these 2 units from Suyuan is going to Shenxi. Excellent. So I think that's it. So down my units. 3 artilleries. Yes, you guessed it. In Yunnan. So I go 13 on the charts. Japan goes down 1 to 25. So I collect 13 IPCs. 10, 11, 12, 13. And of course I got the Burma Road open still, so I get 6 more NOs. So it's 6 more, which will be 19 IPCs I get to spend next round. So let's go for the recap. Alright, should be very simple. We've got 2 infantries in Shenxi, 1 infantry in Sichuan, 2 infantries in Guangxi. That was almost a disastrous battle there. Caca. Well, I won it. And let's see, in Yunnan I got 1 Flying Tiger, 4 artilleries, and 8 troops. So 8 troops, 4 artilleries, 1 Flying Tiger. Flying Tiger. So next up will be, I should have said who the players were. Actually, they're going to reverse it. Crockett's going to be Germany, and SHULTZIE is going to be Japan. He's going to be Japan, man. He's probably also going to take Italy too. So to make it easier for Crockett. Crockett's a family man, and so he was good enough to help us out with this play test. And I know he's a rather busy man, so we give him 1 nation, so we don't have to put one video per round. We don't want to make it too hard for him. I'm a family man. Got a lot of kids, and of course, a wife to support as well. So thanks a lot, Croc, for playing with us. I really appreciate you helping us out with this playtest. You too, Schultzie. We're having a blast, and I'm just hoping you can complete a game. Let's see, because my goal is to get this the rules down pat, where it doesn't seem too crazy. And it's balanced out the game for both sides, especially the allies. And I'm going to hopefully put it on the forums and the allies forums and the house rules. That's my goal. Let's hope this works out. So stay tuned for CROCKETT 36, not Japan. It's going to be Germany. Look forward to your turn. And I still want you to get 5s and 6s. CROCKETT. And also, yeah. I'll write this. I'll put this down in the chat too. I want my four of my infantries in Paris, since it's in a victory city. They get the defend at 4, so 4. I mean, they get the defend at 3. Since Paris is worth a 4, I want 4 of my infantry to defend at 3. And I want my AA gun. If you're coming in with less than 3 planes, I declare this AA gun in Paris an anti-tank gun. And also with my anti-tank gun, eventually I want it to be the second to last casualty just before my fighter gets hit. So remember that, Crockett? And I'm going 17 minutes. I'm going to shut up. And I hope you viewers appreciate that. And so, no limit out.